Oh, holy shit. Episode 4 of American Horror Stories is here, and Santa-chete is bringing more than cold to the influencers that have been bad this year. Revenge is a dish best served cold, or at least around Christmas time, and these 4 just found out what it's like to be on this Santa's naughty list. The episode starts off by introducing us to the members of the Bro House, a veritable mansion that's the literal home of the channel run by these 4 douches.
As an influencer, I was pre-med. I could have been your doctor. Good morning. Are you ready for your breast exam?
Case in point. Now, Barry seems to be the only one with any sort of redeemable value, and he even reflects on the downside of influencer culture. That's the whole crux of this episode.
Me, the fam, we're like pushing 30, which is like 40 in influencer years.
Okay, ouch.
It's all about the subscriptions and the likes, and to get those and keep them, you gotta keep riding the edge.
Seriously, the look on his face says he just realized that as those words were coming out of his mouth. With 5 days until Christmas, the boys are looking to hit 5 million subscribers, but they feel like they haven't pushed it to the limit. Unfortunately for them, their opportunity presents itself, though to be fair, they were waiting for it and totally deserve what's coming. It was at this point that Zin knew he had fucked up.
Guys, we can't actually post this.
Why not? It happened. It's an easy million subscriber spike, bro.
Or a serious backlash.
Barry also had a conscience for about 10 seconds before peer pressure crushed that shit. And these guys actually go off to film a dead body to post it on YouTube or something. Like, what did they think was going to happen? I have a hard time trying to include clips of a show that's more than 10 seconds long, but these guys go and get a close-up of a corpse and it gets the okay. That makes sense. Cut to a party to apparently celebrate their new video getting uploaded. Barry's having more hesitation about posting it, but again, he's pressured into going along with the plan. Unfortunately for them, they only invited human beings who feel empathy to the party, and everybody starts leaving rightfully disgusted when they see what the boys had posted. He's got the "I knew this was gonna happen" face on, but it's a little late to be a Care Berry.
Getting it wrong. We're cratering hard. They didn't like the jumper.
I'm too afraid to read it. Tell me what they say.
The next morning, the channel's hemorrhaging viewers, and the guys are confused in a way that says they don't really understand what's going on. To them, they push the envelope. Didn't we give the people what they wanted? And I think that speaks to not only the level of empathy some people have today, especially as influencers, but also the desire to be seen and heard no matter what the cost. With subscribers dropping like flies and sponsors backing out of deals with the channel, the boys know there's only one way out of this.
We're going gay.
No homo. No homo. No homo.
That face does not say what you think it says. But when going 3/4 bromosexual doesn't work out like they had hoped, Barry suggests,
Like, maybe we need to get back to our roots. It's Christmas. People are out shopping. Let's go out and be ourselves.
and at no point did anybody think that that was a bad idea. Because this quickly devolves into
Does
this.
Santa get first pick on elf chicks?
What?
You know, like, are you his little helper?
And this.
Santa isn't real.
Apologies to anyone who didn't know that coming into this.
You're welcome.
No, this might just be me, but if I saw Santa looking this raggedy, this pissed, specifically at me, my first thought would not be, I gotta go twerk on that. Unfortunately for them, Danny Trejo is more of an electric slide kind of guy. They're lucky to make it out of there alive, though they have just found themselves a new follower. Literally. Later on, the boys are back home celebrating their quote-unquote accomplishment, but when they upload the video, they realize that they just fucked up again.
Dude, it wasn't my idea to sexually harass a female mall employee, or humiliate a little person, or tell a bunch of kids that Santa Claus isn't real.
And that last part is where they especially messed up, because this Santa is real, and he is really pissed. The guys are discussing the future of the channel when Wyatt goes out to get more beer, and quickly becomes a part of its past when Santa crosses his name off the list first. While Wyatt's outside doing the twist and don't shout, The guys are getting the classic horror trope phone call where they learn there's a crazed maniac on the loose who happens to have them in his sights. Santa proves to be at least semi-tech savvy when he uses the guy's own channel to post Wyatt's murder to, and he even re-uploads it when they remove it. It's a very "the upload is coming from inside the house" moment, and I love the direction this pushed the story because the video turns out to be just what their channel needed to start winning back subscribers. They get a comment with a link to the darker history of Santa, more akin to our version here, and hey, I wonder where that blonde douche went.
Bonnie. Shit, Jesus. The fuck are you?
Probably not someone you want to talk to like that. For like the 4th time this episode, it was at this point that Zin knew he had fucked up.
I believe in you!
Oh, so you believe in Santa but not being a decent human being. Got it.
You scream like a girl.
What Zin lacks in screams, he more than makes up for in decoration, as well as his contribution to the spike in the electricity bill this month. With the power out, James and Barry prepare for the worst.
I'm fucking scared. Yeah, so am I.
Even giving one another a hug. For these two, the severity of the situation was always more apparent, but it's still nice to see our influencers acting like humans instead of whatever that was in the beginning of the episode. They try to make a break for it, and that shit is denied. James getting taken out fairly quickly, leaving Barry to scramble back inside to relative safety. He's pretty nimble for someone with a crossbow bolt in their thigh, but he's quick to rip it out before dropping this gem.
Have a gun? I'll fucking blow your head off!
Santa does the most Santa thing yet and makes for the chimney.
Fucking way, you are not coming to the chimney.
But lucky for Barry, the only thing coming down was that funny smelling water. Oh shit. And here we have the most influencer part of the episode, where the guy faced with impending death is distracted by having just hit 5 million followers. It's a Christmas miracle! Yeah, fuck that Santa. Barry, burning with excitement, heads for one last dip, but it's never shown if James or Barry's deaths are posted online. What we are shown is a Christmas tree that would have made Sister Mary Eunice proud. Before the episode ends with the implication that the cycle has started all over again. That was it for the naughty list, you guys. I really enjoyed this one. I thought revisiting an evil Santa would have been another time that American Horror Stories would have felt like a retread like the Murder House bits, but this was a great standalone episode. It had an awesome villain, main characters that you couldn't wait to see get theirs. There was no big connections to the rest of the series, and that's okay, but let me know what you all thought, and I'll catch you next time for the episode Baal. Baal? Something like that.